One thing I will tell you guys that has been the key to any success of anyone, not just myself, is going to be discipline. Um, Discipline is the bridge, as they say, between desire and achievement. You cannot achieve anything worthwhile in your life if you're not disciplined. Period. Okay? And especially right now, a lot of people have gotten so undisciplined with their approach to life that, people are able to skate by. But right now, the ability to be disciplined will be the difference between you doing something productive during this quarantine period or you winding up hurting yourself very easily. The other day we talked about people binge eating and just eating at home. All those things fall back to discipline. Okay? All those things fall back to discipline. But once again, this is one of the perfect times, in my opinion, for people who struggle with discipline to be able to build good discipline. Here's the reason why. There are going to be 4 basic things that you need to focus on when it comes down to your discipline. Well, number 1, you need to reduce your distractions. Okay? A lot of people fail at getting disciplined or being able to discipline themselves because of all the distractions that are all around them. Well, guess what? You're in a perfect situation right now because you can literally control all your distractions. If, let's say, you want to buckle down and do and you want to study for a certification and you need to discipline yourself. Well, guess what? Most people don't have to worry about going out to bars or getting invited to parties because that doesn't exist. You don't have to necessarily watch TV because you can control the TV. You don't have to answer your phone because most people are not at work, so their jobs are not hounding them unless you work from home. And even if you work from home, you have a certain amount of control over what you can allow into your sphere as you want. Control your environments. Like they always say, starve your distractions, feed your focus. The less distractions you have, the more you can take your energies and focus it on whatever it is you want to focus on. So that's why I was talking to people about, changing your diet right now, getting healthier. I think this is one of the perfect times to build that discipline of getting healthier. Because you know what? Especially if you're sitting at home, you can put your eating on a schedule. You can sit there and you can plan out your entire day's worth of eating. Not only what you're going to eat, but when you're going to eat it. You can even plot out your water intake. You can do a lot of different things. I always say, right, we've been talking about it. Now is one of the perfect times to cleanse and detoxify your body. Why? Because you have nothing else to do. Why not put that time and that energy, right, as opposed to being distracted with a lot of other different things, put that time and that energy towards building yourself, improving yourself. Even when it comes down to watching TV, a lot of people are getting sucked in to the news cycle. Trust me, the news does not change every 5 minutes, so you can turn your TV off if it distracts you, right? And have scheduled times where you watch TV for 30 minutes or an hour or whatever it is, but then you go back to what it is that you're doing because you're able, once again, to starve your distractions. Distractions are going to be one of the biggest things that keeps you from being able to build discipline, and now you can reduce your distractions. The second thing is audit your social circle, okay? A lot of times the friends, the families, and the associations we have deter us and don't encourage us. But right now, because of this quarantine, because of the ability not to be, out and about, you can actually limit who you allow in your social circle. You can actually sit back to yourself and you can actually build healthy habits without the distractions of coworkers, without distractions of your best friend coming over all the time and trying to get you to eat something you're not supposed to eat, without the distraction of a lot of different things. Audit your social circle. Your social circle actually has the biggest impact on the things that you do. Like my mother used to say, if you have an Olympic sprinter and he starts hanging out with 3 drug addicts, there's only 2 things that's going to happen. Either you're going to have 3 people trying out for the Olympic, 3 extra people trying out for the Olympic team, or you're going to have a 4th drug addict. It's very simple. Your social circle has a big impact on the things that you do. Okay? Has a huge impact. And whether you believe it or not, it's been proven over time. The company you keep will dictate your life. Show me your friends and I will show you your future. Okay? Audit your social circle. I can't, especially for young people. A lot of times young people don't understand this. A lot of times people in general just think they're so immune to their social circle, but your environment dictates your life. It dictates your trajectory. Very few people can thrive through an unfavorable environment, and especially when you're creating that unfavorable environment for yourself with the people you're choosing to hang around. Audit your circle. We talk about that in detoxing. Sometimes you have to detox yourself from the people that you are around. We talked about that even yesterday, things that you listen to. That's your social circle as well. It's not just people. It's the things you allow in, like the shows, like the things that you watch, the things you listen to, the things that are promoted in your mind. Because once again, everything you take in, food, people, TV shows, movies, all those things go into your subconscious, and your subconscious runs 95% of what you do. So if you're hanging around the wrong people and doing the wrong things, watching the wrong things, guess what? You're creating a social circle that is detrimental to your progress. Audit your circle. Be mindful of what you're putting in, who you're letting in, and how those things are affecting your ability and your trajectory to move forward. Okay? The other thing is, and I think this is actually the first part of it, or actually the second most important thing, is going to be building healthy habits. All right? Habits take the place of discipline. And that's why, and sometimes habits are more powerful than discipline. That's why it's so hard for you to break out of the habits that you have. But guess what? You have a perfect opportunity right now to build a habit, because as they say, it takes 21 days to build a habit. So if you have 21 days of quarantine ahead of you, what a beautiful time to build a new habit. Wake up every morning at a certain time, a time that you know that you can duplicate if and when you get back to work. So for instance, if you know you go to work at, you have to leave the house at 7, make sure that you're getting up at the same time or 30 minutes earlier than you used to before to build in good new habits like stretching, like drinking water, like eating a proper breakfast, like doing a little bit of exercise, because these habits, when you do them for 21 to 28 days, right? These new acts now become habits, because it takes 21 repetitions of something to build a habit. Okay? Because your body is like a supercomputer. Your body will adapt to anything. And once you do something for 21 days, guess what? It now becomes part of what you do. Your body gets accustomed to it. Okay? I built a habit of getting up at 5 o'clock from my mother. Okay? And for the life of me, I cannot break that habit, because I did it for so many years when I was a kid. I just wake up at 5. Actually, she used to wake me up when the sun came up. But, at some point in time, the sun starts to come up really early. And so that became my thing. That became what I do. I wake up very early. And even when I try not to wake up early, I still wake up at the same time. Why? Habit. That's how powerful habit is. Even if I want to sometimes sleep in, I cannot. Why? Because my habit is to wake up early. But you decide your habits. Okay? You decide your habits decide your future. My mother showed me a very powerful demonstration when I was a kid about habits. She had a small paper bag, it was about this big, one of those little sandwich bags. And she had some lemons and some limes. And she said, imagine the lemons and the limes are your good and or bad habits, okay? She said, now, the limes are your good habits, so go ahead and get as many limes as you can into that bag. And I put some in, and once I filled it, there was a little room. She said, now, how many lemons can you get into that bag? And I said, well, maybe about 2 or 3. She said, exactly. She said, the more good habits you put into your bag, into your day, into your life early on, the less room you have for bad habits. If you have the habit of going to bed at 10 o'clock and waking up at 5, it doesn't leave room for the habit of staying up late, binge watching TV, doing things that you're not supposed to do. If you have the habit of waking up in the morning and drinking 30 ounces of water before 7 o'clock, because that's what you do, you wake up you drink 16, you do your tea, you do your supplements, guess what? You just don't have much room to drink soda. Okay? Especially when you have to then follow your habit of drinking water at 11 and drinking water at 2 and drinking water at 5. Once again, these are the habits you can instill in yourself now with no pressure, no outside pressure, no distractions of time. You don't have to go here. You don't have to go there. But you can build these healthy habits. You can build a healthy habit of making yourself a breakfast, learning how to make yourself a 5-minute breakfast. That's one of the reasons why I show you guys so many different things and different ways to feed yourself healthy in a short amount of time. So when you have that habit of waking up early, doing a little stretching exercise, drinking your water, eating your breakfast, you see how it doesn't leave much room for you to do things that are not beneficial to your health. And then when you have the habit of eating lunch at a certain time, eating a certain type of food, right? Then next thing you build the habit of buying certain things. So once you start buying certain things, you're now putting structures and an environment, okay, in place to support that habit. So if you know you need to eat your salad, your this, your that, then you go to the grocery store and you buy salad. You buy these things. And then if you follow a plan that shows you a good shopping list, then guess what? You have less and less of the things that are not going to help you in your house and more of the things that you need to eat. Once again, that's you controlling your environment. Your environment then dictates a certain structure for you in order for you to support your new good habits. Habits take the place of discipline. Okay? Habits take the place of discipline. Some days I don't feel as disciplined, but guess what? My habit takes me right through it. I wake up at a certain time. This is just what I do. If I don't drink my water or drink my herbal tea in the morning, I don't feel right. Why? Habit. No different than a drug addict. But you can decide what habit you want to pick. The same way a drug addict or an alcoholic, when they wake up, they need that hit, they need that shot, they need that drink. I need my water, I need my herbal tea, I need to stretch, I need to exercise, because you know what? My body will not feel right unless I do that. That is my habit. That is my addiction. But you get to pick what your habits are. Once again, you make your habits and then your habits make you. We don't choose our future, we choose our habits. And our habits dictate what our future is. Okay? And last but not least, but this is going to be the first thing. You got to have a good reason why. Why do you want to do this? When you sit down to yourself and you ask yourself, why am I going to wake up at 5? What is the reason? Your reason why has to transcend everything. I usually tell people, you don't want it to be something frivolous like looking good, because once you start to look a certain way, you start to feel yourself. Next thing you know, hey, I'm good. It has to be something bigger than that. It has to be, when I decided to make a change in my life, the number one phrase that I said to myself that propelled me through everything was, I'm better than this. That became my reason why. Because I'm better than this. That's it. I'm better than this. I don't know how good I didn't know how good I was going to be. I didn't know how far I was going to go, but I knew I was better than what I was doing that day. And from that day forward, I came out with one particular goal every single day. Be better than you were yesterday. Be better at something than you were yesterday. So even when it comes down to, we're talking about physical here, but it's not just about a physical improvement, okay? It's not about building even just only good physical habits, building good mental habits. You can always get better in every facet of your life. And I apply that in my life every single day, because every day I wake up and I say, how can I get better today? Because even if I get 1% better in anything and everything that I do, 1% better every single day for 365 days, wow, you will amaze yourself. If you approach your life with that particular goal, I just need to get a little bit better. I need to understand this a little better. I need to get better at drinking my water. I need to get better at making sure when I wake up, I follow this cadence. I drink my water, I do my stretching, I drink my herbal tea, I take my supplements, I make my breakfast. And then all of a sudden that becomes automatic. Then you even go back through your process. Because I tell people, once you get disciplined, right, you start to get good. And how you get good is because once you get the process down pat, right, then you'll go back through your process and say, okay, how can I do this even better? Okay, I know I'm waking up, I'm drinking my water, I know I'm doing my stretches, but you know, I can do better with my stretches. You know, I can get a little bit more flexibility. You know, I can do this, I can do that. And that's how you build these habits. And that's how you look at yourself. That's how I look at myself and see where I came from, you know, when I was in my early 30s, 20 years ago, right, to where I am now. It didn't happen overnight. It happened gradually. But the baseline of that was discipline, habits, and a strong reason why. And you can do the same thing. So when people are asking me now, how am I making it through this time? I say, I follow my schedule. We talked about that last week. I have a schedule. I have not broken my schedule. Okay. I might augment a few things because you're not going out as much, but I take things and I just plug it right into that place because I follow my same schedule. So my body functions exactly the same. I work out same time. Yesterday I live on a high floor. So yesterday I ran my stairs. You know, I started on the 17th floor and I ran down 5. I would run up 2, run down 5, run up 2, run down 5, run up 2 until I got to the bottom floor. Did a couple of sprints outside and then ran up straight up, 15, 17 floors. When you want to do something, nothing can stop you. Okay? When you don't want to do something, any excuse will work. The people who say they can't work out right now because the gym is closed, you're deluding yourself. Of course you can. Even if you were in a jail cell, people in jail cells just get on the floor and do push-ups and crunches. Okay? No such thing as I can't work out. You don't want to because you don't have a strong reason why. You've allowed yourself to sink into that. Once again, discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. And how you build discipline is through building healthy habits. Because once you have habits, habits take the place of discipline. But it's going to take you some discipline, some consistency, some willpower to build those habits. But right now you have a perfect and golden opportunity to do that. We have at least 21 days of sitting still. At least 21 days where you can control your social circle. When you can build these healthy habits, when you can starve your distractions and feed your focus. Only thing that matters now, what are you going to do with this time? That's all that matters. Are you going to use this time appropriately? Because this time will pass. That's the funny thing about it. Whether you want to or not, this time will pass. The only difference is how valuable you're going to make this time. And you can increase the value of this time with the things you do to add to yourself. Not sit there and eat sugar snacks all day long. Not sit there and eat popcorn and binge and talk about how bored you are. Stop focusing on the obstacle and find the opportunities. The opportunity to take your time and build something. The opportunity to take your time and work on yourself. The opportunity to take your time and improve yourself. The opportunity to come out better than you went in. If somebody told you that in the middle of your life you were going to get 30 days off plus just to stop, reassess your life, reprogram everything you do, and restart with all new habits, and now you're complaining? Now you're not utilizing that time? Think about it. Just about 6 months ago, a lot of people said, man, I wish I had some time for myself. You got it now. What are you going to do with it? Start with your body. Well, first of all, start with your mind. Get your mind right. And then get your body together. A lot of people in this country actually needed this time and could probably use this time to get their health together. Cleanse and detoxify your system. Build better eating habits. Drink more water. This health scare that we have going on right now should scare anyone who's healthy. Who's unhealthy, I should say. Because you are your biggest threat to yourself if you're unhealthy. I walk around and honestly, I'll be honest with you, I'm not afraid of the virus. Because I know I have a perfectly functioning immune system. I'm not afraid of it. It's been over 15 years since I've been sick. I have not caught the flu. I've been right in close contact with people who have the flu. Haven't caught it. And mind you, I'm not trivializing this thing to tell you it's just like the flu, because it is not. However, I have not caught the flu. Even when I get a little cold or something, it lasts 24 hours. That's it, because my immune system stomps it out. I eat and drink the proper things on a daily basis to make sure that I fuel my immune system and give my immune system an ultimate fighting chance against anything. I make sure I have a clean body. I drink and I eat things on a daily basis that detoxify my body. I do a cleanse at least twice a year to clean my system, so I don't have things dragging my system down. Okay. There you go. Laura Brown. She started doing the detox and stuff 10 days ago. Well, actually, 10 days ago. It's been more than that now. But she used to be have to take her medications for being a diabetic, and she doesn't have to take it much anymore. The amount she has to take it has seriously reduced. Why? Because her body is now able to do a lot of stuff for her. Her body has gotten better. You can do these things for yourself. Okay? A lot of people like to speak about meditation. Meditation is great, but action after you meditate. A lot of people meditate but don't take action. Take action. Now is the time. The habits you have either do one or two things. They build you or they break you. Take a look at your habits. The things that you're doing, the food that you're eating, the things that you're listening to, the people you talk to. Are they building you up or are they breaking you?